Welcome to the UK President Trump. God bless President Donald J. Trump. Still a bit sore, got a bit of a headache from running into the shelf last week. Then I got a visit from Lefty Len. He was coming in to my half a room every hour, reminding me of the new and improved PC rules I have to oblige by. Welcome to Wrestle Banter, where we're going to have an open discussion about fights. Vicky's videos. Welcome. How are you doing? Fantastic seeing you in here once again. Yes, an open discussion about fake fights, because apparently there's a new wrestling war. It's the WWE versus AEW. 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 AE sucks. That the stuff I've seen from AEW overall sucks so far. I'm sorry. I've got to be honest. WWE sucks too. But that sucked for like the last 20 years. From what I've seen, I don't think AEW's going to do much for the wrestling business. Anyways, we've got Rob Random in here. Welcome. I'm a bit random myself. I've seen you in here before. How are you doing? Glad you're good, Vicky. Glad you're good. I think it's time I took this plaster off. I did run into the shelf last week and caused myself a bit of a headache. But at least I awakened with some good ideas. I think. I hope. Yeah, I don't need this anymore. Make PMDB great again. Make PMDB healthy again. So yes, this is just an open discussion. All caught on video, Vicky, of course. An open discussion, and we can also, if you're not a fan of fake fights, and not many people are, Gamer UK, welcome. Good to see you in here. It's also a bit of a chit chat too. I'll try not be political. I got that stuff out of the way with right at the start of this video when nobody was here. But we can have a open discussion about fake fights and have a general chit chat in general too. I didn't call anybody Becky Lynch. Rob Random says wrestling died when World of Sports. I disagree with that actually, because in my lifetime, I know World of Sport was a big deal here in Britain, Rule Britannia. But I completely disagree with that, Rob. Sorry, because in my lifetime, there's been two boom periods of wrestling. The first was in the mid to late 80s. Hulkamania Running Wild went mainstream. Hello, Murad. How you doing? Vicky's watching two live streams. Christ, I got a headache just watching the one, or just being a part of the one. Yes, Hulk Hogan, the immortal Hulk Hogan. That what can I say about Hulk Hogan? I love the man. I know some people out there still haven't forgiven him. You know, anyways, where am I going with this? Yes, Hulk Hogan put the WWF on the map, mainstream, big time in the 80s. And then, of course, 20 years ago, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock were getting 8 million, 6 million viewers each week on Raw is War. And that was the last time wrestling was in the mainstream. Since then, nobody's been entertained by fake fights since then. So that was the two wrestling boom periods of my lifetime. Although Rob says it's been dead since the World of Sport. So we've got Murad in here. Vicky's still here. Gamer One UK's popped in. Rob Random's gender fluid. All welcome in here. Where are you? I kind of had a spoof about the way society is going with my last video. I created a character called Lefty Len, and it's the censorship is real, folks, on here. I'm scared to comment on anything. I watched AEW's Battle Royal, the match that was for free. So I heard about it from Jim Cornette of all people. I can't stand Jim Cornette these days. Um, but man, AEW, they are full woke. They have went all in, no pun intended, with this woke stuff. They ticked all the boxes with their show. Crikey. I just want some good wrestling. I just want some good wrestling. So how you doing, Murad? I haven't caught a lot of live streams lately, especially American late live streams for me, because I've got my sleeping patterns into gear. So I've missed a lot of people's live streams lately, specifically the American ones, because when you go live late or late in my time zone, I'm asleep. In case anybody's wondering where I've been, got my sleeping patterns back into gear. So we've got Vicky in here. Yes, I've been noticing some typos in here. So yeah, this is our open discussion. We can have a chit chat. If any wrestling fans come in, great. We can have an open discussion about fake fights. Fantastic. See, I needed a theme, and since I have a history with wrestling, I hate today's wrestling climate. I think it sucks. I mentioned that at the start of the video, but unfortunately, I know a lot about fake fights from growing up with wrestling and having a passion for wrestling and attending the one WrestleMania I did over 10 years ago now. So we've got a bit of a theme going here. I'm glad to see you're here, Vicky. So how are you doing? How's everybody doing? Me and Gamer One UK have kind of similar views on politics. We have a bit of banter. Murad says I'm good. Just went to the pet. Oh yes, I think that was the last time I watched you, Murad, when you mentioned the pet cemetery. How did you get on? Oh, it's live on Facebook. Oh, I wouldn't have seen that. I wouldn't have seen that. We're not chums on Facebook. I'm one of those people that's only got 19 friends on Facebook, and I deactivate. I log in, I sneak in, see if anything's going on, and then I log out, deactivate, and forget about Facebook for like the rest of the week. Rob Random says, but ain't they all fake fights, fake dramas with American wrestling? It's just art. Yes, but the thing is, Rob Random, is it used to be good entertainment or good shit. Now it's not. What I will say, Gamer One UK, someone called 999. Just joking, just joking. But he's got the man flu, the deadly. He is dying. Women have no idea how much it kills us to have man flu. Yous are lucky. If you're a woman, you're lucky because you don't need to deal with that horrific condition of man flu. I've suffered myself. I got a bit of a sore throat. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get out of bed today. So I feel for you, Gamer One UK. I feel for you. I ran into the shelf last week and just took my plaster off, managed to recover. I was getting a headache running into the shelf, and this lefty Len came into my room, disturbed me from my sleep. And he was giving me a headache with his politics, and he was a bit rude as well. I haven't seen him again this week. Who the hell does he think he is, walking in here with his shirt and screen mask on? Clown world, ladies and gentlemen, clown world. So yeah, I have sympathy for you, Gamer One UK. I definitely have sympathy for you. So yeah, just a chit chat here. Maybe do an Iron Man and go an hour, as they say in wrestling, when they do hour-long fake fights. They call it the Iron Man match. I might do that. We'll see how things go. This is a very Rob random live stream, to quote Rob's username. Isn't it boring without football here in the UK? I watched Liverpool versus Tottenham. I was glad to see Liverpool winning because I've got a soft spot for Liverpool now. Gamer1 UK would love a fake fight with Becky Lynch. She is a very attractive young. I was going to call her young. She's older than me. She's a very attractive woman. Rob Random says, I must say I've not watched any new stuff. Did have a mate well into it a while back, so used to see the older boys, Rob says. I've watched WrestleMania each year, but you know, in 2010, people think I'm obsessed with wrestling still. That's fake news. It's literally fake news. I still have a passion deep down inside of me for wrestling, but I think when John Cena took over, my interest started to really decline. And in 2010, when I first joined YouTube, I watched one full event that year, and that was WrestleMania 26. Because WrestleMania still used to be special. When The Undertaker got the F5, Brock defeated him at WrestleMania. WrestleMania died, like with The Undertaker's winning streak as well. So throughout the last decade, I've picked and chose my shows I've watched. But it's been a long time since I was a regular weekly viewer of fake fights, I'm being honest. Despite still having a passion burning deep down inside of me, I want to see wrestling made great again. You know, I do, but I think I'm not sure if that's possible anymore. I like the bloke with the flash paint across his face. There's a lot of high flying moves. I'm trying to think who that might be. The only one I can think of is Rey Mysterio, but he never had paint. He had a mask. I can't really think of any other names to that description right now. You might have been watching. Gamer1 UK. Yeah, I was thinking the Ultimate Warrior too, but he didn't really do a lot of flying moves. He's more of a powerful guy, wrestler. There's a lot of time for the Ultimate Warrior. And Gamer1 UK lives near where the giant haystacks on World of Sport used to live. Might be the Ultimate Warrior. It might be the Ultimate Warrior. He was definitely a character. That's the positives I will say about AEW. For too long, wrestlers in the modern era, in the last 10 years, have more and less sounded and looked the same. At least one giant positive with AEW, I was watching their free battle royal. Might have been Goldust. That's a good. Might have been him. AEW, most of their wrestlers all look different. I like that. I like that. Perhaps Sting. Sting. He did more. I guess he did more fly moves, and he had the face paint as well. Perhaps it was Sting. There we go. Hey, bingo! I got it. It was Sting. Yes, he was more of a flyer wrestler than the Warrior. Yes, he would have been around that time. Rob Random just had to Google him. Well, like I say, despite not keeping up with much wrestling these days on a weekly basis, actually sitting down to watch the programs. I do still have a passion for wrestling. I do still have a passion for it. I want to see. I'd love to see another golden age of wrestling, but do I think it's going to happen? No. Yes, more in when he had the bleached blonde hair and the face paint, Surfer Sting. No problem at all, Vicky. Thank you very much for popping in here. And you have a great day, Vicky. I'll try and catch one of your videos again soon. Yeah, Sting must be about, he must be heading towards 60. It's a shame. All the wrestlers I grew up loving and liking are either dead or they're really old now. It's horrible. A lot of them die young. But there's some fans out there that think this new wrestling war between the WWE and this new up and coming company, AEW. Oh, check out your banner, Vicky. Yeah, there's some wrestling fans out there that think that this is going to do it. This is the shake up the wrestling world's been needing. This new up and coming wrestling promotion that's funded by a billionaire who I believe also owns Fulham FC. Rob Random says, I like the early days of YouTube too. And vids when people were emulating wrestling moves. Yeah, it was I love the way YouTube, the way you see, if YouTube started up with all these censorship guidelines in place, nobody would have joined. Nobody would have joined. So I do miss the golden age of YouTube, and I wish it was still like that now. But I'm absolutely terrified. I hate political correctness myself. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say that statement anymore. That might be politically incorrect to say that I hate political correctness. But my God, I'm all for banter. I'm all for having a laugh. We should be laughing at each other's. Human beings are crazy. I'm crazy. You're crazy. We're all crazy. We've all got our flaws. No, to quote the Macho Man at WrestleMania 8, Mr. Perfect's not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We should be having a great time, and enough with the political correctness. It's like I've gone to the stage now in Scotland. Oh, freedom, freedom, no freedom of speech up here. I'm scared to sneeze these days in Scotland in case I offend someone somewhere, somehow. It's gone to that stage. Gamer One UK, you understand what it's like living in the UK. Rob Random says they have to step it up as they're banned so much nowadays, and we all have to keep us glued to a screen. Yes, it's much more difficult to become a success story on YouTube these days. If you go on early and you go on the homepage, Bob was your uncle, you were a made person. But it's a lot going. There's so many live streamers out there. There's so much more competition. Unfortunately, I'm allergic from drama myself, but unfortunately, a lot of people do those rubbish drama streams, but unfortunately, they get a lot of views, and that's what people do. The makeup drama, they go with it, and that's what a lot of people are doing these days. And it's getting to that stage. If you want to become successful, you've got to do these kind of iffy videos now. If you want views, I've personally myself never been that desperate to go down the drama route, and never will, never ever will. But I like it, Rob. That's what I like. Non-PC. And also about the monetized thing, as you mentioned, To me, YouTube, I know this hurts a lot of people's feelings, but YouTube's not a job and shouldn't be treated as a job, is my opinion. The moment I hear people begging for money on here is the moment I'm unsubscribed and never go back to that channel. There's two things that make me unsubscribe on YouTube immediately, and that's when people say they ask for likes, or they ask for subs, or money. I'm done. Also, if they go down the drama route, I'm done, finished with that channel. But I know I can upset a few people when I say that. When I say YouTube's not a job, I can upset a few people. Rob Random says, very much agree. I hate that beggars. If you can't afford to do something, then just stick with what you can do. Exactly. There was one guy I watched. I won't mention names because can't mention. Let's trying to stay in the politically correct bubble here. It's difficult. I want to burst this political correct bubble. That's why YouTube drives me to drink. That's why I love going out to a bar still. At least there, I can say stuff I can't get away with saying on the air. Anyways, there was a guy came on here once and he was like, "Oh, got a huge announcement." I thought, "Oh, we're going to get some." He's going to make an announcement of this great content he's going to make for his audience. His announcement was basically went like this: "Can I get money for a new laptop?" And my jaw was like, my mouth's wide open. I'm like, "This boy for real?" Um, oh, oh man, I've never been back to his live stream since. Seemed a nice guy, but the moment he said he needed money, "Can I please get money for a new laptop?" I was like, enemies, enemies. I'm sorry, but when I get money, if I've got any spare money, which I don't have, it's not going to someone on YouTube begging for a new laptop. I'm sorry. That's not. There's a lot, like, it would go to the homeless. We've got a severe homeless situation in my city. It's ridiculous. And my money, any spare money, would be going to them. And not somebody that needs money for a laptop on here. No, 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 no. Rob Random says, I fund myself, spent lots on stuff to make videos better because I wanted to make my content better for myself, always trying to improve. I love that passion, Rob. And I love the way you're doing it. You're not begging for money on here. You're making the money yourself. And you're aiming for higher quality videos. Gamer1 UK says, I can make money on here now, but I don't do it for that because I like making video. That's why I don't have ads on my channel. No, years ago, years and years and years and years and years ago, I made a video. It got a certain amount of views, and I became a YouTube partner. When it didn't have so many rules of you needed this amount of subs, you needed this amount of watch time. At the time, I was a YouTube partner, but I'm like you guys. It's all been about creating entertainment, creating, do my best with editing videos sometimes. But I'm like used to. I've never treated this as a job. But I know I really offend some people on here. That's probably a reason why I haven't got so many chums on here, because a lot of people on here now do treat this deadly serious too. I mean, they treat this super serious. And I don't treat YouTube serious. As much as I love, as much as I have a passion for trying to make people laugh, trying to entertain, doing these edited videos from time to time. It's silly, YouTube. How can I take this seriously? But people on here take this. They make this super serious on here, and it makes me giggle, makes me laugh. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. The joys of being live. So I could edit out that shit out when I'm wiping my nose when I feel it's going to run there. I can edit that stuff out of non-live videos, but I can't really do it here. Gamer1 UK says, I made a video about ducks. Gotta upload it yet. Oh, and another going up, Blackpool Tower. Not very interesting, but a video, absolutely. I mean, as long as you're having fun, that's the main thing. And ducks are cute, so, you know. It's funny you mentioned ducks. People seem to like when I was out and about my area, and one of the next upcoming videos was going to feature ducks. It's funny you mentioned that because near my area, there's a place where you can go and watch the ducks. I don't think you're allowed to feed them anymore. Remember back in the day when we were kids, used to give the ducks bread, but you know that's not good for them apparently. So, but there's an area where there's ducks, and I was going to do a little cutesy video with the ducks. Rob Random says I used to make films with my Sony Vid 8 cam. Was always good with the quality. Nowadays we can make broadcast quality for little money, but yeah, absolutely. It's the technology is definitely on our side as far as you just need to get one of those iPhone. Their cameras are amazing. Now I haven't had a smartphone in years, but I know that their camera is pretty damn amazing, and um, it's definitely easier again. Those cameras that look amazing quality. As far as my picture quality on live streaming with this webcam, it does suck. And that was one of the reasons I haven't done so many live streams this year. This is only my 30th live stream. I did over 200 last year, but sometimes I look back at my web camera live videos and go, oh my god, that video quality sucks. And I'm embarrassed by it. Hardly any tea left, good. And my teas went, this is my punishment. I've been flapping my gums too much, and my teas went stone cold Steve Austin. So yes, if you're a new viewer, you stumble across this stream, welcome to Wrestle Banter, where it's a bit of a mixture of Wrestle Banter, talking about fake fights, and a general chit chat. But it's got a bit of a theme, a bit of a wrestling theme going on. There's a show, WWE has got a show called Super Showdown. It's from Saudi Arabia. I believe it airs on this Friday. And I'm kind of tempted to watch it because Bill Goldberg's coming out of retirement to take on The Undertaker. They've never had a match before ever. It just looks like it's going to be a complete disaster. And I'm intrigued just to see what on earth these two past their prime, way past their prime wrestlers can do. There must be a lot of smoke and mirrors involved in this matchup because I love The Undertaker, but the last few times he's wrestled, it's been painful to watch. No problem, Rob. I appreciate you being in here. Yeah, he does, and you know it just is what it is. He's really he's one of my favorites of all time, but he should have retired at least 5 years. Undertaker should have, as soon as Brock Lesnar defeated him at WrestleMania 30, that should have been it for The Undertaker. But to me, he's hanged on too long. I appreciate you popping in, Rob. Gamer1 UK says, I use my Samsung Galaxy 6 Edge when I make videos. I find it looks, yeah. You know, if you have an iPhone or Samsung Galaxy or Android, whatever phone it is, all their cameras seem to look amazing. In fact, some of their camera abilities look better than if you were to go out and buy an actual camera. Sometimes it looks just as good having one of those fancy mobiles. In fact, sometimes when I'm out and about, I'm close to borrowing someone's fancy mobile just so I can take a few videos with it, and then I'll send the files to myself because, like we've been saying, the camera quality in smartphones is really, really good these days. I haven't been live so much lately, but I felt today when I woke up, you know, there's so much going on with the wrestling industry. Fans are getting excited, but I'm not. AEW had their pay-per-view. I watched the free battle royal. It was interesting. I heard Jim Cornette rant about it, rave about it. And I thought, I've got to see this battle royal. It sounds absolutely ridiculous. And it was absolutely ridiculous. From what I've seen of AEW so far, it looks so bad, you can't help but look at it. You can't help but look at it, in my opinion. In regards to, it's much more interesting than WWE. The WWE is absolutely awful. I'd rather watch paint dry right now than WWE. It's trash. It's really boring. At least with AEW, it's like got the it's so bad it's good quality. And so I was watching this battle royal and I was like, oh my god, the woke factor in that battle royal was like it was like punching you. It was like knocking you out with wokeness. This battle royal, and like, okay, and I mean, you know you have to suspend your disbelief for wrestling, but watching this battle royal, you really have to suspend your disbelief. Like, they made it look so friggin' fake. And as for the actual in-ring wrestling, there was a spot where this guy got thrown outside onto the table. Jim Cornette mentioned this too. What's a table doing out there? There was no art, there was no story to it. It was just a clear fake spot. There was no logic behind them going through the table. It just going through a table for going through a table's sakes. It was crap. But like I've said, AEW has got this so bad it's good feel about it. Like, I had to go and check it out. When I heard Jim Cornette going on about it, I had to go and check it out. Gamer1 UK says, I got Sony. I got about 20 cameras, but they are so old school. Who uses one of them these days? That's true. AEW had their inaugural pay-per-view, Double or Nothing it was called, last weekend. Not this weekend, but the weekend before that. I never watched it, but I heard Jim Cornette talking about it. I thought, I've got to watch this damn Battle Royal, which was on ITV4 for free. Then you had to pay $50, £50 for this new up-and-coming wrestling show. I would have never... I'm not paying £50 for fake fights. And get out of here. And so I've seen bits here and there. Heard there's a match between Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes. That was apparently very good. And then the only other clip I watched from it was Bret Hart was there. And I love Bret Hart. I've got a lot of respect and time for Bret the Hitman Hart. And when you see people like him making an appearance and Jim Ross, JR, commentating on the show. It definitely brings some legit factor to AEW. Oh, I'd reckon it's like your jaw would drop. You're like, it was so OTT. It was so just out there. Like, it's one of those wrestling matches that probably gets better the more shots you down. It's one of those. Yeah, it was. There was a guy that stood out for me. It seems like he's a good heel. I believe his name is Maxwell Jacob. Is that Friedman or something? I'm looking at his Wikia page here. He goes by the name MGF. He's just a young guy, 23, very, very young. Christ, I feel ancient talking about him. He came out and cut a promo while Bret Hart was in the ring, and he was pretty funny. He's definitely got it as far as promo and getting real heel heat. So he definitely one to look out for. But then he had some really old wrestlers like Tommy Dreamer and Billy Gunn thrown in there for fun and giggles, and mixed in with all these other wrestlers. I mean, they're all different. No one can take that away from them. They're all completely different, but I had no idea who they were. And like I say, it was so bad, it was good, sort of. Like I couldn't stop when I played it. I couldn't stop looking at it, thinking, what, like. But yeah, I would check it out. It's like it makes you want to tune into their next show. To be fair, like what on earth are they going to do next? What on earth are they going to do next? And that's really been missing with WWE. WWE's the only good thing WWE's done lately that I've seen was Brock Lesnar, who I'm a big fan of. He's the only reason I've watched WWE in the last 7 years. Brock Lesnar. They've done him lately. He's been dancing on the show, and Brock Lesnar's he's got great comedic timing. To see a badass, legit guy like that pulling off really bad old man dancing, it's a sight to see. So Brock Lesnar dancing in his boombox, that's been the only good thing WWE's produced lately. But the rest of it's been garbage. Seth Rollins, channel changer, I hate hearing him speak. He's boring. He's a dreadful good guy, face of the company. He's absolutely awful in that role. Gamer1 UK says, did you see the British WWE? That was so boring to watch. Even the champion didn't look normal, did he? I've not seen that. I've heard about this. The problem I have with a lot of today's wrestling stars, I'm all for characters and all this, but as long as they still look like wrestlers, a lot of these new stars, they don't look like. A lot of them look like anybody could beat them up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, at least with Brock Lesnar, he's a legit big badass of a guy. But a lot of the other wrestlers, like I've got more muscle definition than some of them, and I'm a wee skinny guy. You know, they don't look like you look like you just pushed them over, and that would be 1, 2, 3. They'd be done. You know, I'm all for different types of characters, but there's still got to be that believability factor. Like you had to be the Ultimate Warrior. He was a larger-than-life character. The Undertaker's gimmick, over the top, but it worked. It worked. Then you get your legit wrestlers like Brock Lesnar. He works. But I just can't buy into some of these wrestlers today. They just look like average people you would see in Asda or Tesco. You could kind of. You look like, see, Randy Orton. He has the definitely has the look. Um, like he looks like a legit, like he's like a wrestler that looks like he could legit hurt you. I think I think Randy Orton has that. If you just look at him, he has that MMA kind of look at build, and I can buy into Randy Orton being someone that would kick your ass. I can buy into that. But a lot of the other ones, not I can't buy into them. I can't take them seriously. I know it's all entertainment, but there's got to be. It's like with films. Exactly the same as films. You've got to buy into the characters. You've got to have that believability that these characters in these films are going to kick that other characters behind. You know, if that believability is not there, and the film sucks. So I'm gasping for a cup of tea. I'm going to be extremely rude here, Gamer One UK. I'm gonna have a cup of tea. I'll be right back. Chat amongst yourself. I don't think there's anybody watching apart from you right now. I understand if you leave, but when I come back and be more wrestle banter and some more chit chat in between. I'm gonna stay on here a little bit. Coffee break for Gamer One UK 2. And weren't you just pleased to see President Trump arriving in the UK? Very welcome in here. We're not all like Lorraine Kelly up here in Scotland. We don't all hate Trump. Mr. Trump, President Trump, very welcome in the UK as far as I'm concerned. I wish we had a leader like him here now. Be right back, mate. Lefty Len, go to sleep. But enough of your bullshit from the last video. Take that stupid screen mask off, look like a clown. Right. Build that wall. Absolutely. Amen. Around London, ideally. I am back. Not sure if Gamer One UK is back, but Paul Michael David Bain is back for the 14th, 1,445th time. Had to think there. It's my 30th live stream. I've did overall 128 videos this year, but only 30 of them have been live. Welcome back, mate. Woke Culture Wrestling. I have a bone to pick with you lot. I sometimes watch Cultaholic and YouTube channel called Woke Culture Wrestling. I used to really like them when they had their old set of personalities that are now over on Cultaholic, and but they do this thing like every friggin' video they talk about wrestling, they have this slight dig towards Hulk Hogan. It's like, oh, enough. Like, and they have the double standards too. Anytime they mention Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's my personal favorite, I'm the biggest Stone Cold Steve Austin mark ever, but he did beat up his wife in 2002 and nearly got jail time. But they never mention that when they're mentioning Steve Austin. But my God, there's a lot of wrestling fans out there that they managed to forgive Steve Austin, but they can't forgive Hulk Hogan. And the double standards just annoys me, just really irks me. Like they had a wee clip in their video recently when they had a quote from The Dark Knight and it said something like, you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, and right, and behold, there's a picture of Hulk Hogan. I'm like, oh God, guys, enough. We get it. You hate Hogan, you can't forgive him. Move the F on. Good Lord. Here's the thing with Hulk Hogan. Other wrestlers have said and done much worse. Oh my God, McWarrior said and did much worse. To me, beating up your wife's much worse than anything you can ever say out your mouth. Am I insane to say that? Gamer One UK says I was looking into the Hogan and All McWar, Randy Savage, Elizabeth. Elizabeth was what a beautiful lady she was. She died too young. When you say it wasn't good, what do you mean by that? Like it wasn't interesting, or did you think it was messed up or something? But it puts me off watching woke culture and it's the constant double standards and digs. There would be no woke culture wrestling without Hulkamania running wild in the WWF. I'm singing. Just spell something. You're here at Gamer One UK. He put wrestling on the map, not once but twice. When he became Hollywood Hulk Hogan, he is the most popular wrestler of all time in regards to wrestling, whether you like it or nay. She definitely became a statistic of wrestlers dying young. Nay. I know there's been a documentary recently talking about Miss Elizabeth and the Macho Man Randy Savage, who, God, if I had more wrestlers today like the Macho Man Randy Savage, more people would be watching, man. He had the wrestling it factor. He could wrestle in the ring. He could get your Dave Mark the Meltzer's 5-star, 6-star ratings. He just oozed of charisma in his promos, and he made those fake fights for a split second mean something. He got fans crying at WrestleMania 7, for the love of God. Who of today could do that? Nobody. Gamer One UK, never Hulkamaniac. But the Macho Man Randy Savage, I think, should be in everybody's top 10 wrestlers of all time because he, when it comes to wrestling, he had it all. So if you stumble across this video, God bless you. Whether it's on the replay later on or now, if you stumble across this now, welcome to Wrestle Banter, where I've been having a wee bit of banter of wrestling old and new, talking about AEW, it being so bad it's good in my opinion, to talking about Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior. So I've had a good time. I hope people watching, if they catch this live or watching it on the replay, have a good time too. Now another wrestling guy, YouTuber guy I actually like on here. His name is Bruce Blitz. Me and him share similar opinions on today's wrestling climate. I can familiarize when he says he hasn't actually liked it since 2001. I'm kind of one of those guys. Even though I did attend the WrestleMania in 2009, it was on my bucket list. Must attend the WrestleMania before I die. I did that. It was kind of sucked. They only had one good match, one great match, but so I can familiarize with Brucey, and we have similar opinions on today's wrestling climate. And he's no PC bullshit either. Another thing I like about him. So if you're new to my channel, you're thinking, what do you know about wrestling, Paul Michael, David Bain? I got into it when I was free during the golden age of wrestling, WWF days, with Hogan, Savage, Piper, Warrior, Demolition, Andre, Jake the Snake, blah, 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 blah. Then I grew up with Shawn Michaels. See, there's the next generation before the Attitude Era, before in between the two boom wrestling periods of my lifetime. A lot of people, they shit on the next generation now, but I actually enjoyed aspects of the next generation. I really enjoyed watching Bret the Hitman Hart wrestle and Shawn Michaels. I was fans of both of them. I really, really liked Shawn Michaels way too much, anyways. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin, the toughest son of a bitch in the World Wrestling Federation, came on the go. I say Hogan put the WWF and wrestling on the map. Stone Cold Steve Austin saved the WWF with the help of Vince Russo behind the scenes and this feud with Vince McMahon and Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was when he had his appearances in 1998. That really helped Steve Austin in the wrestling business too. That brought new eyeballs to the wrestling product. And with all that good stuff going on, there's another boom period in wrestling now, a shorter boom period than the golden age. And then you had The Rock, whom elevated the wrestling to another level. And I love those days. But ever since then, and then they started shoving John Cena down my throat, I felt a bit sick and started to go off wrestling and hardly watching it. And it takes like the storylines like the Undertaker streak at WrestleMania. Is he ever going to get beat? And Brock Lesnar coming back and The Rock coming back. It took stuff like that to still make me watch and see what was going to happen. But overall, I think the product sucked and sucked for a long time. But I still, because I've got great memories of watching wrestling as a kid, as a teen, blah blah blah. I still have a passion deep down inside me for this business. I think WWE has gone downhill since the good old days. The Bruce Bar Beefcake and the Big Boss Man, yes. All different. That's what I like about AEW now. They've all got different characters. Major positive. And the great thing about the Golden Age was they're all different. They all had a different gimmick. They all look different. All a lot of them looked larger than life. Um, like in the Golden Age, Hogan, Savage, Warrior, Jake the Snake, Demolition, Axe and Smash, Andre, Big Boss Man, Bruce the Barber Beefcake, Mr. Perfect, Ravishing Rick Rude, blah blah. I could name them. I don't need to Google about them and then name the wrestlers because they're all memorable. They're all larger than life. Nowadays, if you say to me, take away Brock Lesnar, take away any appearances from The Rock. If someone said to me, name 20 wrestlers, full-time wrestlers on today's WWE product, I would struggle. I would friggin' struggle. You watched Bret the Him and Hart battle the British Bulldog a few weeks back. It looks so slow, but still a good battle. I think that might have been their encounter at the most famous wrestling match they had was in Wembley Arena. I could name more of the women's roster than the men's roster because there's a lot of good-looking women involved in wrestling now. It's got to be said. You know, you mentioned Becky Lynch earlier. I had a soft spot for Ronda Rousey. I always found her. I know she's married, but I always found her attractive. And Stacy Keibler back in the day. Wow, you know. But are we still allowed to find women attractive? Is that politically incorrect now? Probably is in some places. But Becky Lynch, you know, I can totally get why you like her. She's a beautiful red-headed woman. Who else? I like Alexa Bliss. She is blissful. Really like her. Um, it's a few other ones. Their names escapes me, but the Bella Twins, I thought always. I think they're criminally overrated. The Bella Twins in every box. Yes, this is the thing. Sometimes the behind-the-scenes stories of the old WWF are much more interesting than what they presented on TV. And Vince McMahon, I think he's going to hell after this life. I really do. I don't think he's been a good guy behind the scenes at all. At all, in my opinion. Stuff I've heard and the conspiracies and a lot of bad stuff. I think there is a lot. I think WWE is definitely an evil company. There's been a lot of bad stuff going on behind the scenes, without a doubt. The way it's like people say, oh, wrestlers they've got a lot of money. Well, they've got more money than you and I. But wrestlers, unless you're like The Rock or Brock, you don't really make a lot of money in wrestling. The person making the money in wrestling is Vince McMahon. He's the one that's really making the money in wrestling. I think he could have treated his. Yeah, he definitely is. Stuff he used to get Trish Stratus to do. There's that. There's that famous instant on SmackDown, and oh my god, I loved it as a teenager. When Stacy Keibler came down and she was auditioning to be his PA or some nonsense. And it's became like a meme now. He's sitting at the desk and she's performing, doing a striptease basically. And it's like, whoa, you know. And I was like, that's a pervy old man sitting in that chair behind the table there. Yeah, and again, Trish tries to bark and stuff. Oh me. Did you? I think I've maybe mentioned this to you before. If you mentioning Becky Lynch, and she's obviously redheaded. Did you like Lita? Did you? I quite like Lita as well. And there's one that passed away. I hear she actually took her own life. Ashley Missouri. She was really beautiful. I thought she was stunning. She's just a young lady, 39. Tragic story there. She was beautiful. Yeah, yes, I was. That's even. I've got the DVD McMahon I got years ago, and he actually mentioned that in his DVD. Now that's creepville. That is that is friggin' not right. Yeah, he's definitely he's a lunatic. He is definitely mad. Now, as a character, I thought he was brilliant as the evil boss against Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it was always fun when he would get Stunner and stuff, and I always thought it was hilarious. I thought he was a good character. He's much better than I love uh, the bad guys today, but behind the scenes is like, that man's nuts. That man's genuinely creepy. And there's been a few shows I've watched, a few old 90s talk shows during the sex and steroid scandals of the World Wrestling Federation, and he's lying so much through those interviews. He is lying. Oh my God, you can. It's so obvious he's lying about so many things. Yes, I thought you might like Leah. I had a feeling you might have liked Leah back in the day. I thought she was looking at her peak at WrestleMania 22 when she was accompanying Edge against Mick Foley, which was looking fantastic in that match. Stacy Keibler was my favorite. And then Ashley Missouri, who passed away recently. Gamer One UK's got a thing for women with tattoos. So that's I like some tattoos on people. I haven't got any. Have you got any tattoos yourself? I haven't got any myself. I don't mind some tattoos. Probably nobody will watch. If I'm being honest, it's got wrestling in the title or wrestle. I promise you now, not many people are going to watch this back. They see wrestling and they're out. They don't want anything to do with wrestling. But I felt like I wanted to go live today because I do miss the instant interaction with likes of yourself and others that used to come in here. Oh, I love tattoos. I love tattoos. I think I like the ones Brock Lesnar's got, and Randy Orton's pretty. You mentioned he looked like him. He's quite covered up too. So I don't think I like anything enough for me personally to get a tattoo of. Well, that's just me. So it's officially summertime now. I watch even less television now with the football season coming to an end. It's a bit boring. I should. They win the league next season, I'll do it. I was thinking Donald Trump, that would be funny. 1990, Rangers won the league. 2000, Rangers won the league. 2010, see where I'm going here? Rangers won the league. Why not in 2020? We keep that start of the decade trend going and Rangers knock Celtic off their paradise perch. in 2020. Why not? Why not? We are the people 2020. I'd love to see that star of the decade trend continue. To hell with their 9 in a row. They've already had a 9 in a row. They don't need another one. It's easy to win trophy after trophy when you've got no real competition. God, they go on about like 2019, man, they did. Apart from the Champions League, they fairly destroyed and owned every trophy. I'm a bit out of touch with English. Like I said earlier in this video, I did watch the Champions League final. You think we were robbed in the Champions League? And as a neutral fan, I thought the cup final sucked. I'm going to be honest. I was wanting it to be entertaining. I thought as soon as they got that penalty, it ruined the match. Both teams, it just felt like such a training session following that. I thought it was really bad. Like, I think one of the worst cup finals I've ever seen was the World Cup in 2010 between Spain and Holland. That was dire. And this is up there with cup finals. It was one of the, I think the last time there was 2 English teams in the Champions League final was Manchester United and Chelsea, and John Terry fell over. That was quite amusing. That was a much more entertaining match than this. I mean, I've got to agree with you. As a neutral fan, I thought it was boring as hell. I was at a family friends gathering, and there's people outside having a barbecue, and I was one of the people inside watching football, and I had a drink and stuff, and alcohol wasn't making the match better either. I thought it was dire. I thought it was going to be like this entertaining match. Nope, nope, dire. 2-0, boring as hell. Um, I did smile when I seen Steven Gerrard in the crowd celebrating afterwards. He's got a big birthday coming up in 2020. He could have a few celebrations next season. I really hope to see him celebrating with the league trophy next season. That'd be fantastic. We need to stop selling. I don't want them selling. Fans are talking about this 10 in a row. I said no. I don't even want them getting 9 in a row. Never mind 10 in a row. And if they do, I'll just say, well, there's been no competition. There's been absolutely no competition. Everybody that's not a Celtic fan knows there's been absolutely no real competition. As much as I think Rangers have improved this season, they're still, not quite there yet to be genuine challengers. Well, we'll be in the Europa League again next season, but not quite Champions League. Not quite Champions League. Well, Scottish football right now is a shambles. I have to admit, is a shambles. Neil Lennon, Scott Brown celebrating with those 3 trophies like they'd won the Champions League or something, like that had actual competition. If Celtic had genuine competition, Scott Brown wouldn't be in the Celtic team. No way. He's a very average player. I don't think he would have been in the Celtic team if that had genuine competition. Oh, very easy. Very, very easy. And it's quite amusing to see them celebrate like they've won the jackpot. They've been really battling all these big teams. If I'm being honest, the Scottish Premiership, Scottish Premier League used to be a 2-horse race, right? Now it's just a 1-horse race, and has been like that since 2012. You should be winning trophy after trophy when it's that easy. So hopefully that will change. I think eventually Rangers will win the league. Whether I'm alive to see that or not remains to be seen. I think eventually their paradise will come crashing down and um, we'll go back to being a two-horse race again. But I can't see any other team stopping him apart from Rangers, in my opinion. It could be a good. I think it would certainly be much more interesting than the current top flight in Scotland right now, for sure. Because it's quite dire. Even if you were a Celtic fan, I mean, deep down, you must be saying to yourself, "This is dire. This is boring. We've got no competition." It's like surely deep down, you must be thinking, "This is dire." So I think the idea of a British league or some other kind of league would just something to spice things up again. I was having this discussion actually. This is the chit chat bit of this Wrestle Banter video of in the 2000s and of course the 90s, football players up in Scotland were household names. Everyone still talks about Brian Laudrup and Henrik Larsson. I was having this discussion with some Celtic fans, Aberdeen fans, and it's like we're all saying they're not household names anymore. Um, Definitely not as good as it used to be for sure. Exactly. There you go. Two Welsh teams playing in the English Premiership. Why not Celtic? And absolutely, why not? Why not? And then that would, make the Scottish Premiership. Yeah, it would turn it into. It would no longer be a one-horse race or a two-horse race. You'd have a different team winning each season, so it would help everybody in a way. Oh, I love Andy Gorham. I've got his signature. I've got Andy. I'm glad you mentioned him. I'm a Andy Gorham Mark. I'm a Stone Cold Steve Austin Mark. I actually mentioned Andy Gorham. I say I'm the Summerhill version of Andy Gorham up here. Love being in goals. And I've got his signature. I've got Laudrup and McCoist and all the 9 in a row team signatures. And I was talking to a Celtic fan about Mervyn Van Hooijdonk. Andy Gorham, just a fantastic reflex save against him. Fantastic stuff. Kim Vamp, welcome. How you doing? There's a new game of WWE and you want it. What is that? 2K19. If it's 2K19, I have it. I haven't played it much, but I do have it. You know me, I hate games today. But join the club. I've got a sore throat. We've got somebody in here with man flu. And yeah, 2K19. I haven't played it much, so I can't really comment on it. But you know me, I hate today's games. The only reason today I end up with games if they're a Christmas gift, and you know how your family sometimes no idea what to get you, so they get you like a DVD or a video game that you never watch or never play. That's me. I've got all this stuff behind me. I have to hardly use them. Should be throwing all this junk out. You want my 2K19 game? I barely used it. But yeah, Andy Gorham, Scotland's number one in the 90s for sure. Some of the older wrestling games were good. Some of the later games they got a bit too serious. I mean, it's fake fights, it's wrestling. Why again? So that added like silly stuff like like you would be punching and kicking someone, and then this meter thing would flash on the screen saying, "Oh, your stamina is low." It's like, oh, for God's sake, it's wrestling, it's fake. And they started taking this fake sport too seriously and kind of ruined the video games. Where in some of the older games, you could go backstage and jump off, literally jump off helicopters and throw snowballs and trash cans at people. And they kind of took the fun away from the wrestling games and tried to make it serious. How do you make wrestling serious? How ridiculous. Kim Vamp says, "Oh yeah, nah, it's cool. And I know, Paul, I'm just going to listen. Was going to listen to music. Then remembered you were alive. Didn't you say your cousin? Yeah, my cousin's one of my younger cousins. He loves. Well, actually, I think he's not liking wrestling so much these days. Can't blame him. But they're both love video games, and he's into all the new wrestling games. I am, but personally, I'm really out of touch with games. Apart from take wrestling out, I don't really classify Rangers as pop culture because football's a genuine sport. But I don't keep up with much pop culture. I think it's kind of garbage. And I go to the cinema once a year. I might not even go to the cinema this year. I watched the Terminator Dark Fate. I've got the Terminator films here. I've got four of them sitting up here. Like, I think that's legit one of the best films ever made. Terminator 2 Judgment Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I saw the Terminator Dark Fate trailer. CGI looks terrible. Linda Hamilton looks like she's just there to pick up a paycheck, phoning it in much. The new characters don't look interesting in the slightest. It looks very lazy. It looks very woke. And I hope it goes broke. I think Terminator. I gave it a chance. I watched the trailer, watched the teaser, and I thought it was rubbish. The new Terminator trailer. And I don't think I'll go and see it. I seen Terminator Genesis in the cinema. I seen Terminator 3 Rising Machines in the cinema. I didn't bother with Terminator Salvation. It looked horrible. And to me, a Terminator film doesn't count if it hasn't actually got Arnie in it. Oh, no problem. Gamer 1UK says he has to go. I've been enjoying the banter, mate. I'll be get well soon with that dreaded man flu. And yeah, I've enjoyed myself too. I'm glad you have enjoyed the chat as well. Oh yeah, the wrestlers can, mentioned this earlier that they can die young, and it's like stunt show wrestling. There's a lot of injuries happen, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, I've got Terminator Salvation. I watched it twice, and the whole war with machine thing. When you actually see the war with machines, I like all the before all that nonsense happens with the Terminator films, and when they stop Judgment Day. I like the time travel aspect of it. I like the Terminator aspect of it. This machine that looks like a human being, and he's got no emotion. He's so a bit like a liberal. He's so badass, not like a liberal, and he's almost. It's like he was kind of inspired by Michael Myers. You watch Michael Myers, who predates the Terminator. You watch Michael Myers, and Halloween 2 specifically. You watch Michael Myers' walk. Tell now the Terminator were definitely inspired by the way Michael Myers moves and walks in the Terminator films. Like, you watch Halloween 2, 1981, and compare it to the original Terminator, like, the movements are almost the same. So they were definitely inspired by Michael Myers, just the way he moves and stuff. That was Michael Myers in Halloween 2 looks like a robot the way he moves. He moves like a robot. Yeah, I thought Terminator Genesis. I kind of was in denial about it to begin with. Um, so I did a kind of a review for it on here years ago now. And the more I rewatched Terminator Genesis, the more I thought this is trash. I do believe there hasn't been a great Terminator film since Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And I don't think Terminator Dark Fate is going to be the answer to save the Terminator franchise either. Now, I think there is potential to create a solid Terminator film again, but not with these writers, not with this creative team. I don't think they have it to create a good Terminator film again. Yeah, Michael Myers, that's why he worked. He had the creep factor. He had the creep factor. But his return to the big screen last year, I came out of the cinema disappointed. I thought Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers is better than this. I thought this should have been the best one since Halloween original. So I came out of the cinema, I was disappointed. I thought that was kind of rubbish. The ending sucked. And then I rewatched it again. I thought this is getting worse. Then I rewatched it once again with a crowd of people, and everybody thought it sucked. And I haven't heard much news about another Halloween film because I think it made a lot of money. I guess that's the main thing. But I think producers are listening to and hearing what a large part of the audience actually thought of the film. Now that was no, the new one sucks. And you remember last year, Kim, you were watching me last year. I was so hyped, but seeing the trailer, I thought this doesn't actually look that good in the trailer. But it's Michael Myers, it's Halloween, it's Donald Pleasant memories coming back. Jamie Lee Curtis, I like her in her role as Laurie Strode. I thought I'm hyped. There we go. It's Halloween, my favorite film franchise, and it sucked. I have to be honest. I'm always honest, and it sucked. And I think Terminator. I don't think I'm going to bother with Terminator Dark Fate. I don't even think I'm going to bother with a James Bond film next year because I'm sick to death of the political correctness involved with these films and the whole woke thing going on. It puts me off going to the cinema. I don't want to be lectured about politics at the cinema. I want to have a good time at the cinema. I want to escape politics for once when I'm in the cinema. I want to see a damn good movie, not a lecture. I've heard now. I'm one of those people's Kim vamp. I've never seen one of these um joint together Avengers movies, not one. But I've heard many good things about Avengers Endgame, and I believe it's 100 million away from being the biggest box office film of all time. Now that's damn impressive. It's about to knock Avatar, another film I've never seen, off the top spot. And I've heard many good. I've never seen any of these films. I'm way behind, way behind. I'm back in 2003 behind. Um, but I have heard many good things about the Endgame film. Now, there's another Endgame movie I've watched. I rather enjoyed from 2007, starring Alex Jones. Anybody heard of him? Enjoyed that Endgame film. I've not seen your Endgame film. Put a one if you want me to stay for at least another half an hour. Put a one. This is one of my 30 live streams I've did this year. Not too many. I've made overall 128 videos this year, but this is only my 30th live stream. I've been not doing them so much. But I woke up today, I thought there's kind of lots to talk about with the wrestling nonsense. I thought it'd be fun to have a banter about wrestling and also have a general chit chat, keep this discussion open, and whatever YouTube allows us to talk about, let's do it. And obviously, if other wrestling fans come in, we can have a banter. But I was mentioning AEW earlier on. Do I think it's going to set the world on fire? No, I think you're absolutely deluded if you think this is going to set the world on fire. This AEW, people outside the wrestling bubble don't care, don't care. But I watched some of it, mostly the free parts of this Double or Nothing show. Like I said earlier on in this video, I like how every wrestler looks different. And I feel it's so bad, it's good factor. To me, Double or Nothing or Money in the Bank, what show would you rather watch? Double or Nothing to me. They're making me more interested in wrestling right now than the WWE is. I think they both suck, but I think AEW is at least more interesting. It's making me want to see how bad it is. WWE, I just don't want to see anything to do with it. Kim Vamp says, one, pretend there's more, feel kind of crap just now. I think I'm just here for now. Two, that, and it's not easy to type ones. My phone is tough to use type wise, and the vid, not so good. What I'm gonna stay on here another half an hour, Kim, and then I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream. Not sure when I'll be live again. I haven't done many lives this year, and probably stick to that. I think I've got everything I wanted to talk about, wrestling out of my system. This is why I needed it out of my system, because you can't really do type videos like this justice in a non-live capacity. I think videos like this, when you're having a discussion, an open discussion about wrestling or whatnot, it's much better suited in the live video environment. So, as far as live videos, never say never, never. Let's not do it. We'll do it one more time. I do this. Never say never again. I can't believe we did that again. But they're definitely not going to be as frequent as 2018 go. Definitely not. Or I can do it again. I'm going to talk about at times I'll do some more rants on wrestling within this live stream if I can think of ones. I think I'm kind of covered with the wrestling chat, but if anything else pops in my head, I'll maybe try and turn it into a rant. But I think all of us agree that either former fans or even fans watching now, we all kind of agree it's not as good as it used to be. I'm going to get a cup of tea, Phil Kim. I will be right back. Chat amongst yourself, and I'll be right back. Shut up. Stay asleep. Stay asleep. Lefty laying there getting on my tits a wee bit. I'm back, obviously. Whom is here? I'm back now, Kim. You don't need to talk to yourself anymore. So if you're stumbled across this live stream, welcome to Wrestle Banter. We've been talking about wrestling throughout this video. As well, it's not all about wrestling, though. In the description box below, I've also noted that this is a bit of a chit-chat too. An open discussion with a theme of wrestling. I am back. No, don't do that, Kim. It would look a bit weird. So, earlier on in the video, I was talking about AEW. Will this be what the wrestling world needs to make wrestling great again? Probably not, in my humble opinion. But like I've said just earlier, the AEW, to me anyways, are more appealing. I want to watch their product more than the WWE doesn't appeal to me at all. Apart from Brock Lesnar and his boombox and his bad old man dancing, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Brock Lesnar, his comedic timing, and Paul Heyman doing the guitar and air guitar stuff too, that was all gold. Apart from that, WWE is dreadful. It's like watching paint dry. Seth Rollins is awful in the lead role. Kofi Kingston doesn't interest me in the slightest. Yes, in my WrestleMania 35 review that nobody watched on my original channel, I said the Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan match was the best match of the night. But the standard was low. The standard of wrestling that night was low. The match I was mostly invested into seeing was actually the women's main event. But that, to me, it disappointed me, the women's main event. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Now, I feel like I'm a bit, yeah, it's still. So I live in a flat, and my neighbors have decided to crane the concrete plats outside. And every passerby has been looking at our pathway like, what the hell? It's like, God, they're lucky because my older neighbors, there would have been no way able to do this to the pathway. Like, my old neighbor would have complained. He would have been on the council today, phoning up complaining. Like, I feel like I'm actually living in a twilight zone right now. Everybody that's walking by is looking at our path thinking, what the hell? It is what it is. What can I do about it? What can I do about it? But it's like, okay. Different. Makes us stand out from the other tenements on my drive, for sure. I'm not sure, Kim, but all the pathway in my tenement has been crayoned different colors, like a rainbow. But Pride was last weekend, so I don't get it's. But everybody walking past is like, what the hell? What the hell? What can I say? What can I say? I think it's kind of amusing, but I do know other people in this tournament will probably be like, really, really. Yeah, but it does look a bit of an eyesore, Kim. Like people are they're doing that double take. They're doing that pigeon and moonraker double take business going on when they're walking past my street. Like it's like follow the yellow brick road, but it's follow the rainbow brick road here. It's definitely different. Anyways, I just thought I'd check, look out window, see if it's still there. Yeah. Um, good luck, people trying to sell a place in here. So yeah, I feel like I'm literally living in a twilight zone just now. Anyway, Kim, did you have a good weekend yourself? What did you get up to? Let me know what you got up to this past weekend. I was kind of out and about. I went out Friday myself. I always do this. I ended up in the Devil's Playground again, and no one spoke to me, and I went home, and that was that. And then I had a family friend kind of barbecue thing on Saturday. That was quite fun. Um, oh, see, there's a guy in here earlier talking about the dreaded man flu. So it seems like there's a bug going around, Kim. I've got a bit of a sore throat, and going on a live stream is certainly not going to help that. So let's see, since it's we'll continue the chit chat. Like I say, it's not all about wrestling. In the description box below, I say it's got a wrestling theme, but there's a bit of a chit chat going on too. But I'm going to continue the chit chat. But let's have a look at the wrestling news. Oh, isn't this exciting? Raja.com. I've been going to this site since 2001 against Bourne and Seth Rollins. Whoopity doo, the Usos team up, who cares? So I'm bored already, Kimmy Kim. Look at this news. Quiet you. Kim says been coughing a lot, was sneezing yesterday, but yeah, I think there's a bug. Yeah, there seems to be the case, Kim. Let's see what. Oh, this site gives me a headache. It's when they play videos. It's got adverts all over the place. Like, go away. More news on the 24/7 championship changing hands. That title looks rather ridiculous, I will say. Oh god, I'm so bored looking at this news. AJ Styles has turned 42 years young. Doesn't look it, to be fair, doesn't look it, but he's been on the wrestling scene for a long time. He used to work in a company called TNA Impact Wrestling. I actually watched that Impact Wrestling match the other day, one of the few Impact Wrestling matches I have watched, and there was Rob Van Dam versus Tommy Dreamer. There was literally nobody watching it in the crowd. It was kind of embarrassing, actually. I feel sorry for the TNA Impact fans. It's like, my God, TNA is really fallen. Kim Vamp says, was just coughing, and he said, quiet. You're right after. Oh, I was saying, I played my own video when I clicked on something here. I was saying quiet to myself. I wasn't looking at the chat at the time. But yeah, pipe down, Kim. Quiet down, Kim. Keep hearing you coughing. It's ruining my video. So what are you up to today, Kim? Then we've got now. Watch this. I watched a bit of this. Chris Jericho's podcast, Talk is Jericho, his show with Dean Ambrose, or he calls himself John Moxley now. It got 800,000 downloads. Apparently that's pretty good for a podcast. So it was pretty good podcast from what I heard. Looking for news that's might be a little bit interesting. Batista claims he lost everything and went broke when he first left WWE. I find that hard to believe. I find he was one of the most paid stars and he went broke and lost. I don't believe fake news. I'm certifying that's fake news, and I'm not buying that. I don't think so. I know it wasn't me, Lo. I coughed real life. I just one of those things that's perfect. Yes, yes. This the podcast I was talking about got 800,000 downloads. Apparently, that's very good. And there's this huge rumor that CM Punk, the best MMA fighter in the world, will be going to AEW. The toughest UFC fighter in the world, CM Punk, who I actually quite like, will be going to AEW. And Vince McMahon does not like that. We've also had Ric Flair, who hasn't been so well lately, and he cut a promo on Shawn Michaels. Maybe it'll be Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels. I mean, they've had a retirement match, both of them. Another retirement match, double retirement match, maybe WrestleMania 36, Flair versus Michaels, one more time, one more retirement. Why not? I do love Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair, though, but they're way past their prime. And this week we have on SmackDown Live. I might check this out. Now, I heard a rumor that BT Sport have purchased the rights to WWE. I'm not sure when that starts. As I look at the chat again, if he has, it's because he spent millions. I went bankrupt. It's shocking, and well, that is good. Also, no, I will disrupt you. Like exactly. Don't be so rude. Now, I hope you can get rid of your cold ASAP, Kim. Nothing more annoying than having a cold or sore throat. I don't like being around people when I've got a slight touch of the cold either. Like, go away. Lefty Len, go away. Shut up. There is actually somebody through there. He's got a suit. He's got a shirt on and he's got a screen mask fetish thing going on. He's through. He was in my last video. He's through there just now, and he's yeah, he's a bit out of order. He's a bit rude sometimes. Did you see that video, Kim? I'm not sure who's seen that video. There's been a bit of continuity in this video. I had a plaster on earlier from the time I ran into the shelf and hurt my head. Then I woke up with ideas, and then this lefty Len came in and he was giving me a lecture about the new PC rules every hour. So there's a bit of a continuity in this video, you know. Wink, wink, nod, nod at previous videos, keeping it going, turning into a blooming soap opera. Yeah, I had the plaster on earlier. I took it off. You'll see it at the start of the video. Just for fun, just for giggles. It's on the floor now. It's actually looking like a lovely day, and perhaps I should go out and follow the rainbow pathway I've got now. Follow it. It doesn't really go like follow the yellow brick road. Follow, 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 follow. We will follow Rangers everywhere, anywhere. We will follow on. Celtic know about their troubles. We will, yeah. So you got about singing when it's a small crowd in here. You got about singing, Kim. No, I don't think it worked either. Well, it's like it's amusing me. It's amusing me. I think I'll probably annoy my other neighbors in here, but it's amusing me. It's amusing me. As long as I don't get any of that stuff on my trainers, I'm good. I couldn't care less what the path looks like, to be honest. But it's rather amusing. Let's just say. So let's have a look. Sasha Banks had a meeting with Vince McMahon recently. I think she's still leaving the WWE. Can't blame her. Dean Ambrose, or should I say John Moxley, has commented on his departure from the WWE. Now I don't have to be distracted by fake brass rings. A little bit of shade thrown meow at WWE there. He also talked about Roman Reigns and how if WWE allowed Roman Reigns to just be himself and create his own wrestling character, he would probably get a much more genuine crowd reaction. And the next pay-per-view for AEW, which is rumored to have the best fighter in the world, CM Punk, at, is got the main event of a wrestler called Hangman Page. I've no idea who he is. I don't like his wrestler name. Sounds stupid. Against Chris Jericho, who I'm tired of Chris Jericho, to be honest. I thought he was a good fake fighter back in the day, but I think you can only come like you've got to be like an Undertaker or a Hulk Hogan to come back when you're past your prime. When you're a Chris Jericho, you haven't got the gimmick or the larger than life persona. It doesn't really work. I noticed. I don't think I've did a video since last week. I noticed Jake the Snake Roberts, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, is now 64 years old. Yes, you probably won't get that reference, Kim. But it's like a little bit of shade towards Vince McMahon and the WWE. Vince McMahon in a Stone Cold podcast years ago said that today's stars don't really grab the brass ring, which is true. He's just stating facts, which is true. I mean, yeah, they're probably held down with writers and stuff, but they could tell the writers, no, I'm not going to say those stupid things you want me to say. They could stand up for themselves. A lot more wrestlers should be doing that. Stand up for themselves, putting their foot down, saying no. Like years ago, Jake the Snake Roberts, one of the best promo guys ever, all-round wrestlers. He was doing a Saturday night's main event episode. I had a writer come up to him and hand him a script, and he said, "I'm not doing this rubbish." And he came up with something much, much better himself, and he did it. You need more wrestlers like that actually going to stand up for themselves, saying, I'm not, those words aren't coming out my mouth. And then proving that they have better material. That's what the nowadays wrestlers need to be more like Jake Snake, more like a Steve Austin saying, no, I'm not doing that rubbish. And then they'll say to you, do you have something better? Hell yeah, I've got something better. And then do it, prove it, do it. Because it comes across much more genuine. All you need is a few bullet points. And if you've got a script that every line that comes out of your mouth is from a script, it comes across so disingenuous. Exactly, Kim is spot on. When she says, yeah, because some stuff won't work for their character, which is the wrestlers, they know it. And absolutely, to me, I'd get rid of your Hollywood writing teams, scrap them all. They've never wrestled in their life. You can't have someone writing for 100 wrestlers. It's ridiculous. Everybody's going to eventually sound the same. That's what's been happening. A lot of the wrestlers sound and act the same. Let them be themselves. Let them develop their own. They've already got a passion for wrestling, or they wouldn't be in it. So let them be themselves. Let them be creative. I think you'd have a much better product that way. And you've got all the production to edit out bad bits, you know? So coming up for 2 hours here. I might wrap this up soon. Yeah, because could you imagine like the Undertaker saying something? Yeah, well, it's just I feel like Kim if you have like one writer for like a group of wrestlers, they're all going to sound the same. They're all going to sound the same. Now I seen this. There was a video of Ronda Rousey. She's got a WWE ring. She's got a wrestling ring in her back garden. I'm wanting one of them. I hate wrestling today, but the idea of having a wrestling ring in your back garden, that would be fun. Imagine the amount of drunk parties you could have there. Oh me, be wild. Be wild. I did see that video of her training inside her own wrestling ring and it looked fun. Right, so there's not much exciting news going on, I'm afraid, in regards to wrestling, but apparently there's a new war on the go. Wrestling war. It's AEW versus WWE, just like it was, when WCW were around. Or to hope it's going to be like that again. Time will tell. I want to be proven wrong. I want wrestling to be great again. I don't think AEW is the answer, but we shall see. WWE is certainly not going to make themselves great again the way they've been going in the last 15 or so years. They've been brutal to watch. Like I said, in 2010, I watched one show in 2010. I watched clips here and there. But I actually sat and watched one show that whole year. What a fake wrestling fan I was back then. I am fake news. Fake wrestling news. So in a wrap it all up term, it's becoming all and everything. Yeah, that's a great word to use. Generic. It's becoming, it has been very generic. Uh, not sure when it'll be live again. It's been quite a quiet live stream. I've had some banter with those whom have popped in. But it's been quite one of my more quieter live streams. My American audience is probably still asleep or doing something else. They probably no idea I'm online right now. Not sure when I'll be live again. It'll be very spontaneous. Probably if I do go live again. But I felt like I woke up today and felt like, this would be a fun topic. There's a lot of wrestling news out there, and I watched the AEW Battle Royal, and I was rather amused by it. At the moment, I would say AEW is so bad it's good at the moment. Ah, look at my hair. We've got the curtain look going on. I was out Friday. Yeah, I'm actually in the photograph on Facebook. I got my back to the camera because I tell the photographers, do not take a picture of me. I look friggin' awful. They're banned. They're not allowed to take pictures of me on a night out. I actually made it in one photo. You can see me, and I've got my traditional fleece on, of course, of course. I've got my hair tied back in a ponytail. My ponytail is definitely getting longer. It's definitely no, Kim, you got a haircut. My ponytail is looking great. I love it. I actually really enjoy having long hair now. As I said in previous videos, I had the most basic, boring haircut for 28 years of my life, and it was time for change. It was time to go on the Shawn Michaels 994 long hair journey. I've stuck on this journey. I'm no way, Jose Kim. I mean, I prefer it when it's straight. It looks, yeah. You can see the knots and all that stuff. This is when I start to look like Jesus again. But when it's strained, it looks much younger. I was going to say much longer. I don't like when it's curly. I much prefer it when I straighten my hair, and I think it looks better like that. Look, Wayne's World again. Can't resist. I mean, no politics to see here, but it is rather amusing when I put this "Make America Great Again" hat on. It's Wayne's World. It's Wayne's World. Oh me. Yeah, I always straighten it before, even when I had short hair. I used to always straighten my hair before I went out and stuff. The profile picture, look how tight swinging here. Don't you just want hair like me? Don't you? See my profile picture there, that's my hair straightened. I like my hair looking like that. Um, I think it looks much better like that. But even with short hair, I used to still straighten it. I do not like the curly look on myself. I do not like it. So I get straightened. In fact, I'd rather have a shaved head than if I were stuck with a curly look, short hair look, I would just shave it off. If this show my picture, Kim, I really do like long hair on women. I think it suits them. Oh, I've messed it up. Messed it. Still haven't mastered how to tie a ponytail yet. How ridiculous. It suits some people curly hair, but it doesn't. It definitely doesn't. I don't think it suits me. I don't think it suits me. My opinion. I don't like it. So, but I managed to make it into the pictures, nightclub pictures this week. I thought I'm looking great because you can't see my face. You just see my ponytail and my Hollister fleece jacket. I need a new fleece. Time for a new fleece. Exactly the same fleece, but a new one. Just as fleece. I love fleeces. be my fleece fetch. You mentioned fleeces. I think it was me. I think I'll do stuff like that since my hair is quite lengthy for a man. I think it'd be fun doing stuff like that, parades and stuff. I definitely have to learn for it now. It'd be quite funny. So much planned for today, Kim? I've noticed you've been live a couple of times recently. I've caught you once. Yep, it was you, and it would be nothing wrong with having fun live. Absolutely, I'm into that. Not really hoping to get over. Oh, yeah, I don't. If I've got a cold or the killer man flu, I don't do much. So I understand where you're coming from. I'm going to stay in here another 10 minutes or so, Kim. I'm going to get myself a drink of water full. Damn it, I'm thirsty. And I'll be right back. Oh, the PS, you're watching me in the PlayStation 4, eh? Shut up. Go back to sleep. I think that Lefty Len wants some sort of wrestling match. Bobby, welcome, Bobby. Yeah, Lefty Len is. I'm telling him to shut up next door. I think he's wanting some sort of wrestling match. They can tap out in seconds. Seconds. Anyways, I'm back in the room, obviously. I'm glad I stayed on and got a refreshment. Well, Bobby, if you're still here, welcome. Is Kim still here? I can stay on for a wee bit more. Welcome to Wrestle Banter, where it's not just been a wrestling discussion, fake fight discussion. It's been a chit chat as well, like in the description box. It's also a chit chat, so I'm open to discuss anything other than fake fights as well. No problem, Kim. I'm pretty good, Bobby. How are you? Bobby's doing all right. You up to much? Must be quite early with you still, Bobby, in Florida. It's 26 minutes past 3 with us, with Kim and I being both in Scotland. See, I was mentioning to Kim earlier on, I've just caught people walking past my tenement, my flat, and my neighbor has crayoned my alleyway. It's a rainbow, and people, it looks like an eyesore. People are walking past thinking, and it's bringing me amusement, to be honest. It's bringing me, uh-oh. Now in Florida, with that heat of yours, I believe it's always hot in Florida, right? But yeah, Kim, I'm not sure what you're laughing at, but I'm like, I've just spotted another passerby with their kid and like looking in my rampway, and they're like, "What the hell's going on here?" See, my neighbor has a kid, and they let their kid crayon the whole pathway yesterday, and oh, this is when I wished I had like some sort of CCTV because I would have loved. It's bringing me amusement, but I would have loved to see my other neighbors' reactions. To be like, "Oh, what the?" That'd be so funny to see their reactions. Like if my old neighbors were here, they would have had a fit. They would have had a field day with this. But to me, I don't like confrontation. I walk away from confrontations. I honestly, if I try to agree to disagree with people, and it's bringing me amusement. But honestly, everybody that walks by my tenement is like, "Hey, I'm in Clown World. My tenement's been liberalised." Um, it's quite funny, Kim. It's quite funny. I should take a picture. It's rather amusing. In fact, I was going to do a video. It's rather amusing. It's been fine for that. That sounds quite damn hot without an AC, Bobby. Is there any chance you're going to get this AC fixed ASAP? But I would have loved to see my neighbors' reactions to the path. Let's ask, what's that, Mum? I used to sky the trees to get leaf mostly to collect, and people weren't happy. It's trees. It's not like a pathway. They don't want the trees. It's amusing me. I won't say too much, but it's another passerby with kids just. What can I say? They keep having a double take. Kids are wanting to step on the pathway. It's all bright colors and stuff, and well, Bobby says she likes when kids color the sidewalk. Um, like I say, Bobby, I'm amused by this. What my neighbors have let their kid do. Um, But I know some of my other neighbors. I would just, oh my god, I just love to see their face when they open the door. Oh, it's Chuck. When they opened the door this morning, it would have been a sight to see. There's there's upstairs, downstairs, and it's quite a few of us in here. I mean, it's amusing me, but if some of my older neighbors had been here, like used to get complaints for next to no reason. I mean, they would have had a field day with this path. My God, one of my old neighbors would have been on it. He would have probably called the police. I swear he probably would have called the police. He would have, because he used to keep everybody right. Kim Vamp says, but think we have all drawn with chalk or the rocks like chalk when, yeah, when you're a kid. And um, I mean, I would have, it is what it is. It's amusing me. It is amusing me. It's keeping me amused. It's just that, see, it doesn't take much for me to laugh. I just know that people in this tournament, they see the pathway for the first time. Oh, me. It's going to be their facial expression will be priceless. It's making me giggle. This is making me giggle far too much. I should have moved on already. I feel special the way my pathway is right now. Anyway, what are you two ladies up to just now? Apart from your AC breaking, apart from having buffering problems in the PlayStation 4, are you quite happy for me to stick around for a little while longer? Let me know. Put a one. Also, good morning, Bobby. Also, um, and what was I going to say? Yes, let me know in the chat. Since I've been doing mostly um non-live videos this year. I've made 128 videos overall, but only 30 live streams. But let me know now what type of videos you've enjoyed more and what type of videos you'd like to see me do in the future. Let me know. Let me know. Because I'm out of ideas. But no, I'm not out of ideas, but it's good to know what my wee cult following would like to see or what they have enjoyed more so I can, do some more videos they like. Kim Vamp says, just here, but mostly just watching stuff on Netflix at times and one, but might multitask when I grab something to drink. Bobby, you're far too kind. I've been a fantastic support to me on here, Bobby. You've been here a few months, more than a few months, I think, now. And I very much appreciate the support. Likewise with you, Kim. You've been a great we're friends now, obviously. But over the last year or so since I showed you my YouTube, you've been a great support to me on here as well. It goes down know it. Somebody's shouting outside now. It's never dull. It's never dull in my area, that's for sure. Or if some more passerbys are like, what the hell's going on here? I wouldn't be surprised if we make it into the paper. Maybe that's the idea. I don't know. Fame at last. Fame at last, eh? Oh, me. I appreciate the thumbs up, and if you do generally enjoy these videos, appreciate all the smashed thumbs ups. I never beg for money. I never will beg for money. This is not a job. This is This is not a job. Also got cat company. It's comforting when I have a I love cats. I need a cat. Maybe one day I'll have a cat. One day. How is Yoshi doing? I was just about to ask you, Bobby. I couldn't remember whether you loved cats or some people hate cats. I don't understand it. I dislike dogs. I tolerate dogs. I think dogs are cute, but I wouldn't hate a dog. I think they smell. A lot of them smell. I can't be bothered when they bark, and I think dogs really crave attention too. Like, and you've got to walk them, and ah, I love dogs as well, Bobby. Yeah, they are better. No problem, Kim. I'll hang around here for a little bit more. This is one of my longest live streams I've did in the last few months. I think maybe I went 3 hours at some point um, earlier in the year. No, what I think they should start doing in the chats, the ability for people to share pictures and stuff. Like, I think that'd be a neat addition to the live stream chat. You know, being able to show people pictures and stuff. I don't use YouTube Messenger much. In fact, I don't use it at all. But I'm not sure if you're able to send pictures there, but it should be a feature. Should be able, like on comments and videos too. It'd be fun to attach photos and stuff from time to time. I was talking about wrestling throughout this video. In case anybody wonders, he's talking about cats. Where's the wrestling banter? I think I've covered everything I want to cover in regards to wrestling in this video. But also, this is a chit chat video too. I'm keeping the discussion open. I'm happy to talk about anything that YouTube allows us to discuss. Kim Vamp says, yeah, it would and should be able to put, yes, as we say, gigs, what? GIFs, yeah. I think it'd be a neat addition. It'll probably bring more of an audience to live streams and more of an audience to, even more of an audience to YouTube in general, I think. I'd be looking into that. I mean, if someone posts an inappropriate picture, you could just delete it like that. If they're worried about that becoming a problem, and just ban whoever does that. But I think the addition of pictures and would be fun. But I've not been watching much YouTube action lately. I kind of got to the point. I got my 9 years on here, and then I done those videos. I don't know who watched them. The videos where you literally seen every video appearance of Paul Michael David Bain. There's over 1,200 clips in those videos for those that have seen them, and so I connected them all together. That took a while, putting all those clips together. So I've done that type of videos, and I was like, nah, I'm kind of at a loose end now because I'm kind of reached to the point where at times I'm kind of bored with YouTube altogether. Like I'll sign in and I'll maybe watch one person's video or see who's live and sign out sort of thing. So even my watching habits have changed too. I haven't been watching so much. And I was saying earlier, there's many live streamers that go late for me. I haven't watched them either because I've got my sleeping patterns back into gear. So I haven't been watching a number of live streams for that specific reason either. Well, let me know also um, what YouTubers you've been enjoying lately and any recommendations. And, you know, to those you enjoy, what type of videos of theirs do you enjoy? I know a large part of people who watch me really enjoy the live streams, which is great and all, but sometimes I don't know, live streams have their negatives. There's some positives, but I don't really get to showcase some of my editing or other stuff you can do non-live and lives. But sometimes lives can be fun too, and you don't get the instant interaction with non-live videos as you do. I know you can do the premiere, but see, a 20-minute video can take so long to upload, and then it can go by so quick in the premiere. Is it worth it? Premiere in it to get that instant interaction? I think I've done it once or twice, the premiere videos, and nobody turned up. But yeah, that's what I like about the live streams. Um, you get that instant interaction. Sometimes you gotta wait a while until you get a comment, or sometimes you don't get comments at all. So if you're late to this video, I've covered wrestling. I was bantering about wrestling throughout this video, as well as a chit chat. So if you want to see the wrestling portion of this video, uh, watch the replay. I think I've got everything. I mentioned AEW being so bad it's became interesting to me. I've mentioned WWE being still like watching paint dry apart from Brock's moments. I've mentioned the fact that I might watch WWE Super Showdown to see this Goldberg versus Undertaker match. Kind of keen to see what on earth will happen. The Streak Masters 1-1. Goldberg had a undefeated streak in WCW, and of course, The Undertaker had his undefeated streak at WrestleMania. So, the clash of titans in the wrestling world. But they're both past their prime, so it's kind of worrying to see what kind of match they'll produce. I pretty much cover. I looked through the wrestling news. Pretty much covered the wrestling aspect of this video. I'm not sure if there will be a Wrestle Banter 2 one day. Perhaps we shall see. There's also been a video to have a wee chit chat too, in between talking about fake fights. I might wrap up this video soon, though. Oh, welcome back, Bobby. Oh, that doesn't sound good at all, Kim. And you're very welcome, Bobby. I'm glad you two are both here. So I'm kind of at a loose end with YouTube right now. I've done every video in one videos and got 9 years, milked the live streams. Not many. Like I don't care about being successful in here anymore. and I'm kind of bored of YouTube in general. Like I say, I log in, I'll maybe watch the one live stream or one video, whoever's at the top of my subscription box. But I'm kind of a bit bored of YouTube right now. Like I felt like today I woke up and thinking, oh, it'd be really this. I think this live streams went pretty decent to my standards. Bobby's also been barely. I can't blame you. I'm just kind of I'm burnt out on and off, and I'm kind of bored overall. This must have been me for a bit, but I felt like this could be perhaps a fun live stream to do today. And having been doing live streams so much, and I need to read much more. Um, with the football season coming to an end, I'll be watching even less. So I need to find another hobby. So don't do video games. Don't do Netflix. Netflix and chill. Me, Netflix and chill. I think not. I'm not a chilled person. I don't do films. I think there's too much propaganda nonsense in the films these days. Too much CGI garbage. I mean, that Terminator new trailer, Dark Fate, the CGI in that trailer looks awful. And they use too much of it in films these days. CGI should be used if it's absolutely impossible to do it in real life. When you start CGIing cars and stuff, it's just too much. Like those, my friend is into those Fast and Furious films. They just look so fake. They just look so fake. I don't think I'd ever get into them. The James Bond franchise is because all the stunts in the older films are all done for real. And then Die Another Day sort of spoiled it when they started introducing CGI to Bond films, and that is one of the worst Bond films ever. I've heard Godzilla looks great too. I actually heard Alex Jones talking about the new Godzilla film. He described it as it was like cheesy but good entertainment film Godzilla. And I watched the Angry Video Game Nerd too. He talks about Godzilla a lot. He's my personal favorite YouTuber. I recently had a binge watch. I rewatched every single AVGN episode again and his Board James series. Now, I've never done that with anybody else on YouTube, watched their entire video sets apart from him. So in my opinion, he's the best YouTuber on here, AVGN. Angry Video Game Nerd. I don't even like games. I like the videos he produces. But when I came to the end of the rewatching the Board James series again, I was like, oh, what do I do with my life now in regards to YouTube? I've who to watch. Because like live streams can be a real hit or miss. You're probably both familiar with this, Bobby and Kim. Sometimes you'll go into someone's live stream you particularly like, and sometimes it, depending on who's in it, can be kind of boring. But other times, the banter can be flowing, and there's good participants in the chat, and the live stream can be a lot of fun. But live streams can be, and if they've been for me as well, can be a massive hit or miss. I think my pathway is going to develop into a meme. I mean, I really do. I really do. Let's see. See how it's kind of fading away now, but it's still eye opening. Still eye opening. So it's quite a small number of people in here today. It's fine. Um, I'm all yours. I've done my wrestle rambles and stuff. What shall we talk about, ladies? I'm all yours. Let me know. I'm out of ideas. Help me. Help me. I'm gonna have to shut down the stream. So, got a bit of a sore throat myself. So won't be staying on too much longer. Bobby's going to have a think because it's good to catch us both. You know, as I say, I haven't been live so often this last few months, and it's good to get a catch up too in real time. Must be still quite early with you, Bobby. We'll talk about hair for a change, Lisa's, cats. I mean, there's nothing to see here political wise at all. That's not a Trump hat behind me at all. I'm avoiding politics. I'm open to discuss anything else. Bobby gives the politics talk thumbs down. Yeah, it can give you a headache, politics. I mean, that is not a Trump hat behind me at all. It's nothing to see here at all. In fact, look at it. It's quite sunny here in Scotland. Um, Bobby's too melty to think. I will probably wrap up this live stream before the 3 hour mark. Oh, Bobby just likes hearing me talk. Speaking of animals, Kim, there's a video in my head I'd love to do. I'd love to go on a killer whale search, like in the wild. Those killer whales, they are fascinating creatures. I wouldn't want to get too close to one because I respect them, but I'd love to see them in the wild. Killer whales, they're always fascinated me. I think they're beautiful creatures, those orcas. And what I love about the animal kingdom, there's no political correctness with them. It's a dog eat dog world out there. There's us human beings put ourselves through more nonsense. The animal kingdom must be laughing their behind off at us. That's another thing I love about the animal kingdom. There's no political correctness with them. It's a dog eat dog world. I bet you another thing. There's probably no racism or any of that stuff with them either. Um, to me, they were all eat the same, sleep the same, die the same, born the same. We're all one human race. I never get the racism thing either. On any side, on any side. We're all the same friggin' human race. Yeah, I have been to SeaWorld and zoos in the past, but it would be much better to see those wild animals in the wild. It really must feel like a jail to them being in a zoo. And yeah, it's like a dog eat dog world. I mean, um, there's no political correctness in the animal kingdom, and there would be no racism either, because I mean they don't do any of that nonsense. And they do cheer you up. They do cheer you up. One of the latest animal videos I've seen was there was like a parrot or a budgie, and there was a cat looking in at it on the outside. There's a window between them, and the budgie was doing a peekaboo with a cat to mention the cat, trolling the cat. Now that's a fun troll. And then it kept going peekaboo to the cat. And the cat was getting irritated because it was wanting to kill that bird quite clearly, and the cat's its mouth was open, and the budgie's just going peekaboo to the cat. The cat was nae happy. So it was quite amusing. It was rather amusing. Bobby loves animals too. That's what I kind of like about them. They do seem to get irritated easily. I mean, I get irritated easily. I can familiarize. I get irritated quite easily too sometimes. Trigger Tigger here sometimes. If I were to come back as any animal, I'd probably come back as a cat. A well kept cat. A lazy cat. It'd be great just, you know, jumping on shelves and knocking stuff down and irritating your owner, and that'd just be great. There we go. I could be a lazy, long-haired, lovable cat. I'd probably be I wouldn't be a nice cat. I'd be one of those that would hiss at everybody, and I'd always have my paws up, and I'd be one of those horrible cats. But then I'd look so cute and I'd get away with things. Or I would if I were a cat. Everything would get knocked over. Oh, it'd be fun. Any particular animals you used to would like to be? If you got a chance to be an animal for a day, what would it be? Another option would be a bird, just for the ability to fly. I think would be cool, and to do your business and people you don't like. That'd be fantastic. I think it'd be cool to be a bird. I'd be one of those seagulls that everybody hated here. Just being a nuisance flying by. And not exactly. It's not like someone's going to catch you when you're up in the air flying away, is it? Be great. You think I've given it? Perhaps, perhaps. Kim Vamp, that's a good choice. Kim would be a lion because they are both fierce and they are beautiful. I love big cats too, lions and tigers, and they're panthers, and they're yeah, black panthers. They are beautiful animals. Or it'd be great to be an orca, like a killer whale, and just in the wild, of course. I don't think I'd enjoy being a killer whale in SeaWorld, having to perform, and you'd probably be absolutely demented in there. But like I say, I have been to SeaWorld before, but I was like a 12-year-old kid. I was a 12-year-old kid back then. So I'd like to be a killer whale in the wild, um, just exploring the ocean. God knows what you would find in there. Bobby says I would be that. I love Black Panthers. Kim Vamp says lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, follow the rainbow brick road. Couldn't resist adding that too. In a weird way, kind of hope they keep this path thing up, because I think it will irritate people in here, and I think it'll be rather amusing. Rather amusing. Neighbors at war over crayoned rainbow pathway. Coming soon to STV. This is the thing. If you were trying to hide from someone and someone knew where you lived and they knew it was a rainbow pathway, you know, what can I say? Say you're getting stalked or someone's trying to track you down and they found out they found out what street you're on, and it's the one with the rainbow pathway. I mean, I feel so safe now. I need a shave. I was out this weekend, but my facial hair does grow pretty damn quick. I think I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to stay another 15 minutes, Bobby and Kim, then I'll probably wrap up this live stream. Not sure when it'll be live again, or even produce another video again. I'm not going to just make or go live for the sake of going live. There's always going to be some sort of theme, or, you know. But I just felt like I had stuff to talk about today. The wrestling world and the buzz, and um, I think it's been a pretty good, decent live stream. Far from my worst. Far from my worst. Yeah, like quite easy to track down now. If had local viewers, more local viewers, and knew what area I lived in, well, look out for the rainbow pathway. That's, yeah, in you come. I mean, usually I would never ever dare comment on what my neighbors are up to, but I mean, that pathway is something else. That pathway is something else today. See, but this is the thing with why I think they should let people share pictures and stuff, because I would show you a picture of the pathway to show you what I'm seeing. I feel like I'm in a clown world in this tenement now. It's giving me amusement. I guess my trainers will be annoyed, but it is giving me quite amusement just now. Follow, 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 Rangers. If I can get a picture, Kim, I feel surrounded right now. I've got two of my 19 Facebook friends in here right now. You two are both from my Facebook. I'm barely. I log into Facebook. I sneak in. I see what's going on, and then when I sign out, I usually deactivate it too. I'm just done with Facebook. But next time I'm in, next time I sneak in, Kim, and I've got a picture, I'll send you. Because this point, it's kind of for me. I think it's been years. Like I rejoined Facebook years ago. No problem, Bobby. Bobby's off to look for a circuit breaker. You take care, Bobby. Good seeing you in here. Good we catch up there. Um, like I think it's, and ever since I returned, I've been deactivating a lot, as you know, Kim. Barely on it. Um, but I don't think I've had ever more than 50 people on it, and this Facebook I've had. And before that, maybe I had never had like 200 pals, or maybe I had just over 100. No problem, Kim. But it's like I've been on Facebook, but not really in the grand scheme of things, because I've hardly had any friends on it. So it's kind of pointless for someone like me to always be active on it, because well, no, post a picture. I mean, who's going to like it? No one. I think I will be. I know Bobby's off, and Kim says she'll be back in a second. I will be wrapping up the stream on the third hour mark. I kind of want to go outside, grab my life back. Borderline. Good morning. I was just talking about Facebook. I know you like me saying that word. Welcome. I was speaking about. I haven't been so active on YouTube lately in general. So and I've got my sleeping patterns back into gear. So I've missed a lot of American live streams lately. I hope you're well. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. All the better for seeing you in here. I might just have to stick around longer now. I was going to wrap this up in 8 minutes. Welcome to Wrestle Banter. In between the chit chat that's been going on, was rambling about fake fights earlier on. I can be sour sometimes, Phil. I can be sour sometimes. It's really good to see you in here. I hope to catch one of your live streams soon. But I haven't been. This is only my 30th live stream this year. Out of the 128 videos I've did, only 30 of them have been live. So and I haven't been watching so much YouTube lately either. I appreciate the love hearts. Another member of the long-haired community in here. I love it. Assuming you still got long hair, as I say, I haven't caught many people live at the moment. I haven't really watched YouTube as much lately. But you been up to much this weekend? Have you been on Facebook much? Facebook? I was talking about that just before you came in. I sign in, I sneak on, I have a look, and usually when I sign out, I deactivate as well. I can't be bothered with Facebook. Been busy the past few days, might take the kids to play mini golf. I haven't played that in a long time. Actually, that's a lie. I actually played. No, it wasn't mini golf. It was what we call crazy golf. You maybe get that in America too. Uh, is it a beautiful day where you are too? Well, I'm not good. Yeah, it's just what the title says. It's like golf, but it's got all like these gimmicks of strange places you've got to hit the ball into, and um, it's probably a bit like mini golf. Yeah, I think it'd be more or less the same. Well, they call it crazy golf. I'm not very good either, Kimberly, but I won by default last year. The people I was competing with were even worse than me, so I won by default. Well, it does sound like more or less the same game. And I say go. If I were you, why not go? If it's a beautiful day, I say go for it. I had I had Bobby in earlier on. She's from America too. It must be still quite early with you lot. I was watching a live stream earlier, and he was asking what state would people want to move to. And I'm like, America. Doesn't I don't care what state it is. I want to be in America. I'm fed up of here. So I feel like most of my online friends are from America. I'd love to be over there, closer. Not to the severe thunderstorms, but I would like to be in America. Away from somewhere away from the thunderstorms and tornadoes. What state are you from again, if you don't mind me asking? I was giggling earlier on a bit far too much, laughing far too much earlier. I stay in a tenement, a flat, and my neighbours took it upon themselves to crayon the pathway. It's not their pathway, but and it's given me much amusement because every time a passerby goes by, they're like, "What the hell's going on with that pathway?" And I was giggling earlier on because I was just thinking the reactions to my other neighbours in here when they open the door and see the pathway's now a rainbow uh, brick road, basically. I wonder, I was laughing far too much about it earlier, but that has given me far too much amusement today. The idea of their facials when they open up the flat door here today. They probably think they're in some sort of Twilight clown world. If you're not up to much, Kimberly, and you want me to stay on a little bit longer, hit a one. But if that's the case, I'll need to go and get a wee drink. But I'm happy, quite happy, to stick around for a while since you're just here, and we can have a proper catch up if you want. I hope that is your name, Kimberly. I hope I've remembered right. I hope I've not been calling you the wrong name throughout. I'm pretty convinced that you're Kimberly. Thank God. Yeah, I probably got a T. Um, yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. So, do you mind if I go and grab myself a cup of tea? And I'm quite happy to welcome back, Kim. Chat amongst yourselves, and two Kims in the house, two Kimberleys. Um, okay, that sounds good to me. I'm probably stick around for that long. I'll grab myself a cup of tea, and I will be right back. And chat amongst yourselves. Ah, I'm back, obviously. Yeah, Kim, meet Kim. Kimberly, meet Kimberly. Kimmy Kim Kim. Thanks for the welcome back. I'll stick around here for another 15 minutes or so. I believe this is my 100th cup of tea in this particular Wrestle Banter video where I've been talking about fake fights in between this little chit chat. I think I'm quite covered. I've said what I wanted to say about what's happening in the fake fight world. I don't think there's anything more to cover. Perhaps I'll do another one of these come time. If I do indeed watch The Undertaker versus Goldberg in 2019 this week, I'll very jacked up on tea. High as a kite. That seems to be the situation with a lot of people. When they mention wrestling, it seems to be, I used to watch this, not anymore. That seems to be the. Oh, don't worry about the text chat. I sometimes don't understand the text chat, but um, that's all right, Kim. Mm, to me, wrestling sucks now. Completely and utterly sucks. What would you do if T ran out, Paul? I'd be friggin' miserable for the rest of eternity. Eternity. See what I did there? Absolutely miserable. Like this buffering makes people miserable. I'd be, oh my god, what an awful idea. That sounds like hell to me. Now, I probably would find something else that would, um, I guess I would still have my vodka and I'd just become an alcoholic. That's what I would do. I went 2 days this weekend without it. I thought I was going to die. See, I probably would just. I don't like many more other non-alcoholic drinks other than tea. Sorry, I don't like speaking from a mouth full. I'm glad Kim got it. Eternity, and she loves it. I have slept horrible for 2 nights, and I'm telling you, it was because I didn't have my cup of tea. Yep. I've always liked tea. We've got so many bonds here: long-haired bond, tea bond, YouTube live stream bond. Guess what? Guess what? I'm gonna go live. I don't know. What are you gonna do live? When are you gonna go live? And I'm into that, Kimberly. I'm still in the long-haired journey. Although I don't like when it's curly. Even when I had short hair, I mentioned this earlier in the live stream. Competition for the last few minutes for you. Oh, see. You've got two viewers to beat. What was I talking about again? Long hair. Yeah, I'm still on this long haired journey. Said I do believe women have much better looking hair than us men. And I do get a bit jealous sometimes. And it seems to grow quicker with you lot too. Kim's way, go live and stream again. Well, yeah, I have no plans to get a haircut anytime soon. I quite enjoy having long hair now. I've always wanted long hair now and enjoy having long hair. And I think sometimes it looks quite good. Like I'll type something in here. Hello. I like the way it's looking in my profile picture, and I'm going to continue on because you can when you've got long hair, you can do so much with it. No problem, Kimberly. I should be still on here. Yeah, I do get jealous of women's hair. I wish I had hair like women. It'd be fun to be a woman someday too. Like I love being a man. Feel blessed to be a man. I think it'd be fun to be like a woman for a day, just to see what it'd be like. Women seem to. I can't help but notice, but women have much seem to have much better choice in regards to fashion as well. Men's fashion sucks. My God, we get the more overall. When I look in the shops, we seem to get the most basic options to pick from. Women have much better hair and get much better fashion than men, in my opinion. Well, from what I've seen, bugs me. You got a better selection of fleeces, even. It's outrageous. And I am taking credit. You might have noticed over here and in the fashion world the last year or so, you look down your highway, maybe not look down your highway. What am I speaking about? I'm speaking rubbish now. Been on here 3 hours. Start go, ooh, oh, loopy. Um, you go into your town, you look around. What's everybody wearing? They're either wearing that horrible puffer jackets, which I really hate, or they're wearing those big fleece jackets. Lots of women wearing them. I started that trend. There was nobody. I made fleeces cool. I should get some royalty money for that. I'm the friggin' fleece guys. My gimmick was wearing fleeces in videos. So I made. I'm telling you now. I think I made them cool. All of a sudden they're in fashion, just like that. Stole my gimmick, stole my ideas, and now they're in fashion. I should be getting credit. Made them cool again, or cool in the first place. You mentioned fleeces again. I'm getting off track. Going to bed loopy after being live streaming for 3 hours. PMDB gets even more loopy than usual. I've got to be twerking soon at this rate. Feel like doing a bad man dance. I apparently dance. Someone commented earlier, not in one of these videos. When they've seen me dancing in person, they say I dance like an old man. I do the old man type dancing, apparently. So I can't comment on anybody's dancing, but I dance like an old man. My arms and legs, they just move. I've never had any dancing skill. Kim thinks guys' t-shirts designs are better. You think so? Hmm. Well, I think our choice of jackets are trash. There's not much imagination with jacket wise in our fashion. I don't think. God, could you imagine how miserable? Here's one talking about no tea again in life. Imagine, oh my God, could you imagine how miserable I would be without tea and fleeces? God Almighty, I'd be miserable. Oh dear, it sounds like a nightmare. Or even worse, imagine there was no hunter's chicken I could eat. I'll never get out of bed. Kim Vamp says, "What up, old street references? Also, double what up, YouTuber?" I have no idea what's that mean. Sorry, I've got to ask. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Where the hell's Adriana? How rude! Is 3, 4, 5th stream in a row and she's not been here. Where's Diva Dave D? We'll try it. He sometimes appears when you say his name 3 times. Diva. He's like Beetlejuice. Diva. Dave. D. Diva. Dave. D. Diva. Dave. D. Okay, it didn't work this time, but we tried. We tried. Kim's phone's playing up. After this cup of tea, I'm definitely tapping out this live stream, and we'll never ever be back on you. No, I'm only kidding. That gimmick was so last year. I'll end this live stream. Not sure when to be back again. Probably be a spontaneous one, even when I feel like I've got things to say or topic to discuss, like wrestling. I was going to maybe do a bullying one too, but might attract the wrong crowd if I do a bullying one and discuss, what we should do about bullying. There's a lot of people being bullied offline, online. It's not so fun. 2 seconds. Follow, 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 follow the rainbow brick road. Because you mentioned your twerk and your old stream. Oh, yes, yes. Silly me, silly me. Don't give Adriana excuses. Nah, she's probably busy. I don't know if Melody will watch this, but happy birthday, Melody, Unchained Melody. That's be often in my live streams. I saw it was your birthday today on Facebook, and I sneaked in earlier. So happy birthday, Melody. Anybody else got birthday today? And June is my first video of June 3rd. Summertime, it's here. We should be outside and not live streaming what we're doing. So earlier on and throughout this live stream, other than my chit-chatting, I was talking about wrestling and will AEW bring out the best in the WWE, or will everybody outside the wrestling bubble still not give a monkeys about wrestling? And like I mentioned earlier in the video, the parts I have watched of AEW have been so bad, they've been good. They've been drawing me in because it's been awful. I thought the Battle Royal was horrendous. And it looked so fake and choreographed. But I liked how there were all different characters. And it was so bad, it was drawing me in. It was drawing me in. I like Bret Hart being there. And it's good to have Jim Ross, the best commentator of all time in wrestling. He's on the show too, commentating. Brings the legit factor to AEW. Will this be the start of a third wrestling boom of my lifetime? Probably not, but we shall see. I will be wrapping up this stream soon, ladies. Once I drink my tea before it goes stone cold, I will be wrapping this up. And this is my 1445th PMDB video over this past 9 years plus. Some of my videos are 9 years old now. First video, 9 years old. Most viewed video, 9 years old now. Never quite beat it. Got near it. Make PMDB great again, or make PMDB great for the first time. Not to mention politics at all, but I hope President Trump's having a nice meal. I'm no fan of the royals, as you're probably aware of, but I'm well on board the Trump train. I hope he's having a fantastic meal at Buckingham Palace. Maybe you could suggest to them, maybe it's time to not have royals anymore in the world. I'd love him to say stuff like that. He probably won't, but you know, hope he's having a fantastic day in the UK. Now everybody's against Trump here. It's not like how they report it on the fake news media. But I feel like I'm in clown world today with the way my path looks right now, my colourful path outside. So I feel like in I'm in liberal clown world right now. Not to who mentioned politics. I'm talking to myself, but not to mention politics at all. Nothing to see here. There's no "Make America Great Again" hat. It's your eyes deceiving you. There's nothing to see here. So I'm going to hang on here, ladies, or whoever's still watching, until I finish my tea, which is almost done. It's halfway there. I'll wrap up this live stream. I'll never be on YouTube again. Just kidding. I'll be on YouTube again when I feel like I've got an idea worth uploading, or another Wrestle Banter video like this where I feel like I need to talk about fake fights. I need to comment on this AEW versus WWE war. That's when I'll go live again. Or if I have another topic I feel the need to talk about, and I feel like the best way to talk about it is going live, that's when I'll go live again. But I feel like my videos will be, like they have been in the past couple of months, say, few and far between. And I am going down the road of the less is more, Roger Moore approach. Yeah. Also, I am still up for going on people's panels. Even though I haven't been watching YouTube so much lately, I've been missing a lot of my Americans chums live streams lately because I've got my sleeping parents into gear, and he's going too late for me when I've got my sleeping parents into gear. But I am still open to the idea of going on a panel sometime. If anybody wants me on, anybody want me? Anybody? No. Anybody still here? So quiet. But it doesn't matter who or how many people come in the next 5 minutes. I will be wrapping this stream up and rest my voice because I've been yapping, flapping my gums for over 3 hours now, and I've exhausted all the things I had to say in wrestling. Kim's still here. Why are you lurking? So Like I've done all the type of videos I've kind of wanted to do with the equipment I've got, and you can only do so much yourself. Um, like I did that videos lately where I had videos where there was 1,200 video clips in one video. That was every video appearance I've ever made in one video. That was fun. I always wanted to do a video like that. Other than that, I feel like right now with the equipment I've got, nothing else more to do on YouTube. It's nice and sunny here. It's nice and sunny. Kim is multitasking. Two Kimberleys in here today. Two Kims. My hair is in knots. Nobody's speaking to men. The love app known as Badoo. Still single. Any single ladies out there? Still single. You get my violin out soon. Nobody loves me. Even when I don't mention Trump or YouTube or Rangers or fake fights, still no one comes near me. All I want is a hug. Quite easily amused. I would have met at least someone by 31, but nope, nope. I wouldn't say they're horrible. I'd say they're quite annoying, would be the word. Like, I even thought if I had long hair for the last year or so, or 6 months or so, because it goes through that awkward stage first, and then it can be classified as long hair. I think when it goes into a ponytail length, you have long hair. Now, however, I'm still getting used to long hair. Like, you have to change the way you sleep and stuff with long hair, I've noticed. And it takes longer to wash your hair. You go through a whole shampoo bottle sometimes. So I'm still getting used to long hair. And I mean, you don't even attempt to eat food, eat your supper, eat your tea or breakfast when it's not tied back or tied up. Because it gets in your food. And eating hair is no fun. Doesn't taste very nice. So we'll be wrapping up Wrestle Banter like in the next 2 minutes. For me, it hurts sometimes while brushing my hair longer to dry. Yeah, that's another thing, longer to dry. See, what would be great if we lived in America, Kimmy Kim Kim. Um, we could just go outside and the sun would dry our hair for us. That'd be fantastic. But we don't live in America. So we've got to use the hair dryer for about an hour or a towel. I don't trust those damn hair dryers. They always look a bit dangerous. Every time I use a hair dryer, I always feel like I'm going to get electrocuted or something. I don't like hair dryers. I've got hair dryer phobia. Those look dangerous things. been on. This might have been my longest live stream of 2019. I've been on here flapping my gums for 3 hours and 30 minutes almost. Looking at the film Commando right now, I think it's about time I rewatched the uncut version of Commando. I've not seen that film in all its glory in a long time. The angry video game nerd was reminding me of that classic 1985 hit. He's watching, he does those videos where him and a group of friends will do the rental reviews on his channel. And we're talking about Commando in depth. Fantastic film. Arnold Schwarzenegger at his very best. And me and Arnie don't agree on a lot of things to do with politics, but I still admire him as an action star. He's definitely, without a doubt, the best action star ever. Much, in my opinion, better than Stallone, better than Dwayne the Rock Johnston. It's not much longer, Kim. It's just some of the DVD releases, and sometimes when it's on TV, they cut stupid things out. There's not much of a length difference. It's just some scenes are apparently inappropriate. But Arnold Schwarzenegger is definitely the very best action star ever, in my opinion. However, he was definitely the worst Mr. Freeze live action version ever, and there's only been one. So he's had his good and bad moments on film. Anyway, Ken, I think that's going to wrap this up here. I appreciate all the Kims being in today and everybody else that was in, and we had a wrestle banter and a chit chat in between. Hope you enjoyed. When will Paul Michael David Bain be back live again? Hopefully never ever. When I have an idea or topic to discuss again, and I feel like going live is the best option, that's when I'll go live. As for a general video, an edited video, not sure. I've not much ideas at the moment. So my videos in general could be few and far between in the next 7 months. We shall see. I think horror movies should always be rated R or 18, in my opinion. Um, I don't think PG-13 horror movies work. Anyways, I'm off, Kim. Love yous and leave yous. Um, I'll try and watch more live streams, more other people's YouTube videos. I haven't been watching as much either. Well, I hope you're all good and take care and God bless. And Trump 2020.